Hi. Before I answer this question, I want to let you know that the fourth answer to this question is a secret you're not going to want to miss that is the key to this entire issue. So let's get started. So the question that was sent to me was, what could be the winning topic for my first ebook? Well, this is an excellent question, and it's the right idea as opposed to just starting to write on anything, which I would recommend if a person didn't have any better ideas. But still, when you're just getting started, it can be a little bit tricky to know, well, if I want to win at publishing, not just publish a book, because sometimes some people have the idea that if you just put any book on the market, it's going to sell, and that is a complete mistake. And so if you're going to be selling a book, you're going to want to make sure that you write the right kind of book in the right market. And that makes it a little bit tricky for a lot of people. Well, before I get started, I just want to let you know this is Chris Baird from selfpublishingmadeeasynow.com. Go ahead and hit the subscribe bell to jump on my list. You know when more videos like this one will be produced. And below in the description, you'll find a free self-publishing secrets checklist that you're not going to want to miss. So let's get right into it. When I first started publishing, I just figured out what I was interested in and I started writing books on that subject. For me, goal achievement, habit development, there was a number of issues that I thought were kind of interesting, and so I wrote books on it. I had no idea whether these were winning books, winning strategies. Now, as it turns out, they did sell several of them, thousands of copies, and so it worked out okay. But I was not playing the correct strategy in terms of how to get these books to sell. I didn't have any idea what it was necessary. It was only years later, after taking courses and reading other books and following different YouTube channels and podcasts and all sorts of blogs, that I began to understand that we need to figure out a little bit more than just what topics we enjoy and are interested in. So here's a couple answers. The first thing is you need to decide, are you going to write fiction or nonfiction? Now, in terms of winning, fiction books actually make more money if you look at the top bestsellers, but it's a lot harder to actually get found, right, of those bestsellers. Whereas nonfiction, people usually have a problem and they're looking to solve it. So maybe it's puppy training, or maybe it's golf tips, or cryptocurrency. There's a whole series of areas that you can go in the nonfiction route. People are searching and they're not caring so much about who wrote the book, but whether the book will solve the problem that they have or the question that they have regarding their hobby or whatever else the interest they have at the moment. The number two is you should let the data decide for you to know exactly which market you should jump into. So in other words, we're going to want to make sure that we use a tool like KDSpy or Publisher Rocket, which you will find below in the description. These are the tools that I use when I'm trying to figure out which exactly niches or topics I should be jumping into in order to win at self-publishing when putting out ebooks as well as paper books and audiobooks. Okay? And the secret that I told you right from the beginning, it's finding the magic ratio. That is to say, we want to use these tools where we can see, for example, on KDSpy, we can see the books that are in the top. Let's say we do a search on puppy training, for example, okay? And we do a search on it, and we can see all of the books that show up, the top 20 books, and we want to see how many of those books are under 100,000. So that would tell us an idea of, in the top 100,000 books, basic sales rank for those books, and then we would see how many of them are falling inside of that range in the top 100,000. So they're selling about a book a day. And then of the top 20 when we have the search results. Then the next thing we want to know, let's say the answer is 10, okay? And then the next thing we want to know is how many books exist currently on Amazon for that topic. Okay, so then we could search. We do a search for, let's say, puppy training, and if we found out there was 100 books on that topic, we would divide the top 20 by that were in the top 100,000. We said there was 10 by the 100 divided by 10, and that would give us a ratio of 10. Okay, and based upon that, this is a secret many people will not tell you. Using KDSpy, it makes it very, very easy in order to figure this out. So you would just take, there's 100 books, there's 10, that would give us a ratio of 10. I personally do not like to publish any books unless the ratio is 20 or less. Okay, and so that gives us actually a wide variety of books that we're going to be able to publish on, a lot of different niches, and then we can write books on those topics. Now, hopefully, one of the topics with the keyword research that you're doing is going to show up in one of these areas, and that will you're going to be serving an underserved market. Okay, so that's the important thing to remember. Where that market, they're looking to buy, they're already buying lots of books, but there just aren't that many books. And this is a secret that you aren't going to hear from a lot of people, but it makes a huge difference. And again, I would check out the tool KDSpy. It's the best for finding out exactly how to go about doing this. So why don't you tell me, what have you found? What has been your way of figuring out what exactly books you should write on that would be a winning strategy? Maybe you found other tools that have been helpful. So I would be very interested in hearing from you. And look up above and you will see other videos like this one answering your self-publishing questions. Thanks.